why could I not watch my mother's testimony?
Yeah, and why couldn't you?
Because it traumatized me.
So how did you move forward with the, from the not being able to look at the personal testimony to the group? How did you continue on that journey of healing?
Right, the continuation actually started that I used the very basic research tool in child psychiatry called a split screen, where there's an image of a mother and child on the one screen that's synchronized, and you can see, usually used for mothers' babies. And so you can see the interaction by freeze frames, each 1/24 of a second, what happens to the facial expressions, the gestures, and so on. So I thought, if that can work for babies, why not take my mother's testimony, get myself videoed viewing it, and synchronize it, and then allow me to become a researcher of me. Be a witness of myself. Exactly.
Ooh,
exactly.
how powerful is that?
Well, and that's 10 years of, that's how powerful, yeah.
So then what happened as you were doing that?
Well, I had headaches, I had all sorts of known physical expressions of trauma, so I could turn it off. So I had a little bit of regulating my own trauma.
Yeah.
The powerful part of it was that it was my mum's image and my image that were now actually being activated in my mind out there.
Mm-hmm.
So over time, this became a major research project, and then it became a number of presentations at conferences, at Oxford actually. Remembering for the Future was one of the 2000 conferences. In Poland, in the Jagiellonian University Krakow conference on Can Trauma Be Transmitted? And then in my teaching of trauma to mental health professionals locally here in Melbourne, and invited speaking engagements all over the place, locally and overseas. And so that became the experience of living what previously was totally disconnected. And so incrementally, little by little, week by week, month by month, I integrated the experience. And as I mentioned, my mum was part of a number of self-help groups. And so we would then have conversations about these experiences. So we gradually re-engaged with each other at levels we both had disconnected from our respective traumas. So we came back from very exiled places, and we started to very delicately approach and broach subjects and experiences, to the point that in May of this year, for the first time in our lives, the two of us flew to Washington for the book launch of The Power of Witnessing.
Wow. You see, your body language, almost, I mean, the way I read it is that you were like these sort of poles apart, really, to an extent, living in the same family. And because this healing starts to happen, and really the self-responsibility that comes within the healing journey, that's what I hear. Your mother, you, both actually going within. Yeah. And then this coming together, this reconnection, I mean, and then this trip to Washington is like beautiful.